I'm not a big believer in coincidence. I do, however, believe in synchronicity. And this is a little bit nuts because this happened when I was first putting the experiment together. So when I was first putting the remote experiment together, I was researching Tesla, Einstein, and looking at the work they did around energy, scalar energy, molecular, what Einstein called spooky action at a distance, and quantum entanglement, all that sort of stuff. And then in the early hours of the morning, I was just randomly flicking through and I came across a TV show which was talking about Tesla, Einstein, quantum entanglement, spooky action at a distance. Just what I'd been researching that day. Today, I've been looking at, and this week, actually, this whole month, because I'm doing a remote experiment, I've just published the results. They are absolutely amazing. So the blog is on my Facebook page at the moment. I put that out yesterday, if you're watching this in real time. And I'm putting together a new experiment, phase 2, which is really going to focus on the sound frequency, what you call radionics, imprinting, and with regards to the current experiment, a big piece of it has been sound frequency and scalar energy and harmonics and using lasers. Just now, so that's the backstory. Now, I've just early hours in the morning. I think it's about, what time is it? 4:30? I don't know. Oh, 5:15. Okay. So again, just looking through, came across this program. Just listen to this. I can't have it too loud because I don't think my neighbour can hear my TV. But just in case you can, I hope I don't wake her up. Here we go.
Natural source of energy at Mount Sinai. This powerful energy source was later contained in the Ark of the Covenant, and would have provided the kind of power necessary to amplify Joshua's horns and make them into powerful sonic weapons.
What's interesting about the Battle of Jericho is that this particular use of the shofar clearly seems to be the same thing that we're seeing with particle beam technology, death ray technology, thunderbolt technology. It very clearly seems that once again we have an extraterrestrial technology that the ancient people had at the ready that they could use when needed for military campaigns.
But even if the Israelites possessed some sort of advanced extraterrestrial technology, could the amplified sound of ram's horns really bring down stone walls? According to scientist and former astronaut Professor Taylor Wang, recent research into the field of physical acoustics suggests it is a distinct possibility.
Jericho wall breaking apart, if you said it has happened, caused by acoustic, caused by sound, well, the possibility has to be somehow a resonance is built in that wall. May not be the whole wall, maybe some of the structural material. When the resonance happens, amplitude gets large enough, yes, it could destroy almost anything, because what the resonance does is store enormous amount of energy. So you keep on feeding it, eventually it shatters everything.
When you want to know how powerful sound is, you have to realize that the basic thing that sound is a pressure wave. And it will come down to the amount of energy you put into your sound wave and whether or not that particular pressure wave you generate will couple or impact the thing you're trying to destroy. You can make it quite powerful because you can make a very high amplitude, very large pressures in the sound. It might be at a frequency or amplitude where we no longer hear it as sound, but from a physics point of view, it is still sound because it's a pressure wave in the air. So it can get quite destructive if you put enough energy into it. You could also think of it as a particle weapon because you're moving air around, and you would just need something to focus the sound, which we know how to do, and so that would give you a directed energy beam with sound.
But if, as ancient astronaut theorists suggest, early civilizations had been able to harness the power of sound for destructive purposes, could there be evidence that such technology might also have been used for a more constructive purpose? Might it help to explain the existence of mammoth stone structures, the construction of which has baffled modern scientists for centuries?
So we've been using it for health, well-being. You've got to be careful in these sort of things saying we're using it for healing, because we're not making it. I'm not making any medical claims. I'm not giving medical advice and all that sort of stuff. What we're using it for is to support the body in what it is already naturally designed to do. So everyone who's taken part in the remote experiment, each person gets a week of energy. So we have the scalar energy, we're using the molecular energy, doing the harmonic frequencies, which is what they're talking about here, also doing the Huna energy and a few other things, and Rife frequencies, all that sort of stuff. And so just to give you an example of one of the things that's happened in terms of saying I've just been compiling the results this week, because I started it at the end of May, and I've had person number 6 is just going through it now, but I've had five, I wanted 6 people to take part, so I've got a good cross section, and person number 6 is just going through the process this week. But what it is, there's nothing they need to do. They just give me permission, tell me what they want to work on. There was the option of sending in a nail clipping, but most people just said, or if they didn't want to do that, I was doing name imprinting. So part of when he talked about the focusing of the energy. Anyway, I'm going to do another. I've already done a webinar to explain what was going to happen. I'm going to do another webinar to explain what did happen, so I won't go into it here. But just to give you an example, I had somebody who just said on the questionnaire, hips pain, osteoporosis. That was it. So that's all I had to work on, and of course their name as well. So did the week on day 4. Sorry, there've been loads of people sending feedback, so I'm just getting straight in my mind who I'm talking about. So on day 4, they sent me one saying, an email saying that the hip pain has reduced, the pronounced limp has gone, limping a bit, but they had a pronounced noticeable limp that has subsided, and they were able to walk upstairs without holding the handrail. Fantastic, amazing. They then sent me another email this week. Oh my God. So I'm laughing because it's such a brilliant story. It's just amazing. It makes me smile every single time I think about it. They said they went to something at their grandchildren's school, and they said they hit the dance floor and did the candy dance. If it's a Cameo song that was from the 80s, when Candy comes on, everybody just leaps up out their chairs, so they do the candy dance. So they said they did the candy dance not once, they also did the fast jungle version. Isn't that just amazing? On the dance floor with the grandchildren, and all they've had to do is send me their name, tell me what they want to work on, and I go from there. So I'm doing all the work on the back end, we're programming in the frequencies. That takes quite a bit, oh my God, because there are over 60,000 frequencies to choose from. And you might think, oh yeah, hips, easy. Oh my God. Once you put your parameters in, thousands of things come up, and I've actually been reading through them all, so because some of them I don't even know what that means. So reading through all the descriptions and then compiling the program, which I think is right for my client, doing some dowsing on that, just to double check, etc. So it's been quite a lot of work actually. It's fun. I do like a good experiment, but it's taken a long time to do the setups. And so there's that side of it with the frequencies. What I was also doing is using the sound harmonic. So for this particular client, for example, one of the things we ran through the harmonics was specifically about joint pain, hip pain, etc. And then the imprinted name sits within the harmonic frequency. And then the representation of the client sits in the middle of the scalar energy. And again, using the kind of imprinting, doing the Huna, Huna. So yeah, it's been amazing. I had another client who, who has been blocked. They said they were suffering grief and loss from what happened for their business in COVID. And let me think what day it was. I think it was on the Thursday. But they said suddenly they just felt like they'd been unblocked, uncapped. The ideas started flowing, and they wrote in capital letters, "I'm back. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing." So we've been doing it for both physical things and also emotion. I had somebody else who has not been sleeping for several months on the first night of the experiment. So that would have been on the Monday. So they emailed me on the Tuesday and said they've had the best night's sleep they've had in weeks. And then they were sending me daily emails saying the sleep is still good, I'm sleeping through the night. There was someone else who's got stress, high blood pressure, etc. And they said they've been sleeping through the night a lot longer. Traditionally, they're waking up every 2 hours to go to the bathroom. They've got hypertension, all that sort of stuff going on. And they said they've been sleeping through until about 5 o'clock in the morning, just not waking up every 2 hours to go to the toilet, the bathroom, lavatory, depending on where you are, or WC. And they said that, I mean, of course, imagine if you're waking up every 2 hours, that's really disruptive, particularly when you've got a busy job. And so being able to sleep through has just been wonderful for them. And they said their intuition is sharper. Anyway, I'm not going to get into relaying everything that I've just been putting into the blog, but what I'm going to do probably tomorrow, because today's Sunday, what I'll do is I'll add the link, because it's a long URL. I'll add the link to the blog to my main website, transformationstm.com. That's www.transce, F for Freddy, FORMATIONS, TM as in trademark, so transformationstm.com. When you land on the website, click the red What's New button at the top. A panel will slide out. Have a little bit of a scroll, but you'll see something that says Remote Energy Experiment. Click on that. It will take you through to the results blog, so you can read people's testimonies in their own words. They've given me permission to share, so I basically just cut and paste what they've said, taking out anything that identifies them into the blog. So it's not my words, it's the words of my clients. And if you want an invite to I did the before webinar. I'll actually put a link to the before webinar in the What's New panel as well. And if you want a link to the after, where I tell you exactly what I did and share with you the results, then put yourself on the e-newsletter list. While you're on the main website, on the home page, look on the top left, you'll see the box where you can join the e-newsletter, and then you'll get an invite to the after webinar. And what I'll probably do to close that is do some Huna energy for those of you who are there as well. Anyway, thank you to Ancient Aliens. Thank you to Sky TV. Another fantastic synchronicity. Seriously, I cannot even begin to put into words, because this is exactly what happened. As I said, when I was putting the experiment together, and today I was sort of setting out like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to be for the next phase 2, we're doing the manifestation protocol, and we're going to do some imprinting onto objects, because there are some holographic stickers you can use. So for example, the person with the hips, what I'll do is I'll imprint onto that the frequencies for pain relief, for example. Then I'm going to send them the stickers in the post. And I'm also going to imprint for each of the people who have taken part into a crystal. So I'm just sort of deciding what crystal I want to get, if there's one that's going to hold the harmonic frequency better than others. And that's using a process called radionics. So yeah, this could not be more timely and perfect. So thank you, universe. Seriously, I've been a fan of synchronicity since I first came across the work of Carl Jung when I was 18 years old, and it's always felt like you're tapping into the zeitgeist and the collective consciousness, and this is one of those beautiful, delicious moments. So excited, because it's almost, it answers the question, because when I was first putting the remote experiment together, I'm like, am I crazy? Is this a good idea? Am I on the right track? Is this going to work? And then, with all those thoughts in my head, came across the thing which was talking about Einstein and Tesla and quantum entanglement and all that sort of stuff. And then again this week, I'm like, is this going to work? This phase 2 am I crazy? Is it a good idea? Are we on the right track? And then here we are again. And so, yeah, so freaking cool. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Oh gosh, yeah, I didn't introduce myself. For those who haven't met me before, it's Marilyn Devonish here, the Neuro Success Coach from transformationstm.com. Over and out, and wishing you a fabulous rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. I will catch you all later, and I'm so excited about phase 2, particularly the manifestation protocol. That is going to be like out of this world. Anyway, catch you later.